Hey guys, Drew here, back with another video, and welcome to my first recap in a while, recapping the Montreal Canadiens, my favorite NHL team in the NHL, that I will be discussing on how they have been doing in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Montreal clinched on the final day of their regular season, beating the Carolina Hurricanes to clinch their spot in the dance versus the Washington Capitals. They played game one last night. Let's get into it on how this game went. So the starters in this game, Samuel Montembeault is between the pipes for Montreal. Logan Thompson is in net for Washington. And the final score is a 3-2 loss. OT by the Montreal loses 3-2 in overtime to Washington. The two goals for Montreal in this game, Cole Caulfield got one, as well as Nick Suzuki. Sick celly from Nick. Just went down on one knee and did the little slick back cell, you could call it maybe. But overall, it was a tough game for Montreal. I did like how little hope once it got the OT, but those first and second periods were not great. Washington carried over Montreal. They were definitely the better team in those first two periods. Montreal is known for their third period comebacks, but now this is the playoffs, so it may get a little different because goals matter in every type of goal matters in the Stanley Cup playoffs because it doesn't happen often, especially in the later rounds. But yeah, so Washington scores the first two goals. Ovechkin gets one to open up the playoffs for Washington. It's funny enough because I think it was one of his first shots of the playoffs when he only had like two shots in last year's playoffs when they got swept by the Rangers in the first round. Anthony Beauvillier scored another for Washington. A nice shot from the point. I believe it was Ovechkin with the shot. He got the assist on it at least. And it looked like it was close to a high stick by Beauvillier, but the goal did end up counting. Nice to see Anthony Beauvillier score against his hometown team. You could say the guy is from Quebec. So yeah, I'm cheering for Beauvillier. He was really good for the Islanders. Remember, he got traded to Vancouver and he's kind of been bouncing around since that deal was done. But yeah, so the game is 2-0 heading into the second intermission. What will happen? Only time could tell. I didn't have much hope, to be quite honest, in Montreal in this third period. Cole Caulfield ends up scoring to make it 2-1 after Laine takes the one-timer on a pass from Lane Hudson, and Caulfield picks up the trash and is able to bury it. I've noticed Lane Hudson. Now, every single NHL fan knows who Lane Hudson is. He's going to win the Calder this year, no doubt about it. Gets his first assist in the Stanley Cup playoffs, so not too bad from him. I really expected in this playoff that Hudson was just going to get bullied out there. Like, people were going to lay the body on him, make sure he isn't able to use his little fancy deeds around players, little head fakes here and there. But it didn't really happen. The players that Washington seemed to bully in this was Caulfield and Suzuki. Both of those guys, they aren't the strongest. I mean, you do want the strongest player to be your captain, I suppose, in Suzuki. Now, Caulfield 5'7", the size does matter in the playoffs, which is why people say never doubt out on the small guys, but in the playoffs, it does kind of matter a little bit. And you definitely saw it there with Ovechkin's big hit on Cole Caulfield. It was a clean hit, no doubt about it. I'm not even being biased there. It was a clean hit from Ovechkin. And then it goes to OT. And over time, it didn't last too long. It didn't happen too long till Ovechkin scored the OT winner. But the controversy online is that what happened here, Laine had the puck and he was like, it was on the red line. He kind of backhanded it into Washington's zone. He takes a cross check to the back and it goes down the ice and it gets called for an icing. And so it goes back into the Montreal zone and Washington, right off the rush, Ovechkin is able to bury it. And there's fans, Montreal fans complaining online about it, saying it shouldn't have been an icing, should have been a Washington penalty for that cross check on Laine. I disagree, to be quite honest with you. I do. I'm not even being biased because it's the Stanley Cup playoffs. It's game one of the Stanley Cup playoffs. It's in overtime. This goal may matter a lot depending on how far and how this series goes. That wasn't a dirty cross check. The only penalties that they're going to call in the Stanley Cup playoffs is either like an obvious trip sometimes, or even like an obvious one like delay a game if coach loses the challenge or the puck goes out of play. They're not going to call much not much cross-checking penalties in the Stanley Cup playoffs. I don't really think so. because they just want to let the guys play, leave the whistles in their pockets. So I definitely think that it should have been an icing, and that gave Washington the win over Montreal. So Washington takes game 1 over Montreal. Game 2 is tomorrow night, I believe, in Washington. Once again, I'm really excited for game 3 in Montreal. Last time Montreal was in the playoffs, of course, it was in the bubble season. Weren't much fans in the stadium at that time, so you didn't really get to experience the full atmosphere in the Bell Center for the playoffs. I hope you guys liked that I'm going to be doing recaps this year. This year for Montreal in the Stanley Cup playoffs. I will be doing it as long as Montreal goes deep into the playoffs. Hopefully they go deep. Only time to tell if that happens. So, as you may notice, different background in today's video. It's actually, obviously I moved houses since I created this channel. So it's a different look on the background, but this is actually the background I kind of started my channel with. So I had the Habs flag in the background. I was doing Browse recaps with Habs flags, Habs stuff in the background. Didn't think it made too much sense. But now it does kind of make a little bit of sense since I am talking about the Habs. So that's pretty much it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. The Habs are back, as I said, once again for tomorrow. Drop your predictions on who will win Game 2. Will the series be split 1 apiece heading into Game 3, or will Washington pour some insurance on Montreal in the win column and go up the series 2-0? I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you do, you can like this video. You can subscribe if you really liked it. We're on the road to 300 subscribers, so if you can hit that subscribe button down below, I truly appreciate it. Anything I missed in this video, make sure to let me know in the comments, and I'll try to improve that in the next video. That's it for today's video, guys, and I'll talk to you all again